Despite it moving from winter straight into summer here in Australia, for some reason I've decided to do a theme for September that is very autumn or fall themed. This is the last month in my Archer and Olive journal. It's had 7 months in it now, but I've had to compress both August and September to fit in this journal. This month, as I said, it's kind of an autumn colours theme, but it's also Dutch doors. I've never done this particular type of Dutch door, and what I've discovered from doing these spreads is that it is a really space efficient layout. So if you don't have too many pages left to do a month of spreads, you can get a lot more onto your page by doing this kind of Dutch door layout. The theme this month was based on autumn foliage. It's kind of those lovely russets, browns, golden yellows, those sorts of colours. I have used a mixture of inks, stamps, stencils, washi tape, pens, markers, all sorts of things. So the first step was to add the circle stencil. Stencils are great when you're using inks and brushes. So this is the stencil. I sprayed some of this ink onto a plastic sheet, and then I used these brushes, which are fairly easy to find on Amazon. They come as a big set. I used that to brush the ink onto my page. So that's the first stencil with the Scattered Straw Distress Oxide Spray. Same process with the Gathered Twigs Distress Oxide Spray. Again, spraying on a sheet of acetate, using the brush and covering that over these flowers. And I basically used the different flowers on the sheet in different locations just to kind of get varying spreads on each page. You'll see that they're in different places on each page. Then on top of those stencils, I then sprayed it with some water because Distress Oxide sprays react with water and you get kind of a dappled finish. That's why there's little spots and lighter spots. Then I got my stamps, and the stamp set was this one, and I used only 3 of the stamps. I wanted smaller ones, the other ones were too long, although I could have just used part of the stamp. Now with these ones, I just had them on my acrylic blocks, and then I used Tombow dual brush pens and coloured the stamp and then stamped it on the page. Then I added some little, let's get this again, some little squirrels. Now these squirrels come from a bigger set that I have used in other spreads. I had a month of Dutch door spreads that had a rabbit and a fox, and that's when I used my rabbit and fox stamps. So check out that one. I'll put the link up the top. What I love about that stamp set is that they give you one animal in several different positions. Then I added my washi tape dots. I used 2 similar washi tapes and then this one, which has that autumn theme anyway, and basically just used scissors to cut circles out and stick them over the design. The little squirrels I coloured in with my Tombow dual brush pens, and then finally for this design I used a metallic red pen from Uniball Signa. It's a noble metal one, and I used a Jelly Roll metallic gold just to add final little dots for a little bit more detail. That's all the materials I used this month. As for the design, I've put a link to the lettering in my description, which is on my Pinterest page. I've got a whole bunch of fonts saved there. I did all the lettering the same. The lettering design comes with these little flowers that are sticking off. And that kind of inspired me to do this. I have at the bottom, it goes September, it goes straight into my daily entries. If you have been following me for any amount of time, you'll know that I keep kind of a diary, usually in this form, just keeping an entry for each day. Just happenings, just see there's another set. Just happenings, it might be a reflection about something, there's more. So I always do a diary entry. So in this month, straight away after the title at the bottom half of the page, we have my dailies, and this is where the design is located. So you can see my beautiful little designs each day, and that goes all the way through. On the very last page, I finally just got to 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy that I finally got there. I've worked really hard to get to that number. And what I love about my subscribers is that you all hang around and look at my videos, and I just feel like I've gotten to know a couple of you through comments, and it's just really nice. So thank you. As you can see, I've got another half of the pages. So let's say I am filling in my entry for the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th of September. As I'm doing these diary entries, I can flick through the top half of the page, which is all my trackers and weeklies. So gratitude, I've got my steps tracker. I've got a tracker. I am in training for a kayak marathon now, so this is just tracking that I'm doing some training. I've got my sleep tracker. No socials in bed. That's related to sleep. I don't want to be looking at social media when I'm in bed. I don't mind reading in bed, but I don't want to be looking at socials. My liquid tracker, which is an abbreviated form of my usual one, with an emphasis on doctor's orders to get 6 glasses of water a day. Then my mood tracker, which is just basically a 1 is a low mood, 5 is a high mood, and then I'm going to write a comment about what I thought contributed to that mood. I will kind of split this in the middle and comment for that side and then comment here for this side, just to fit it all in. I could have done it here, but I really wanted to add a quote. I'm starting a new job this month, and I just wanted to remind myself to be authentic and be myself and not be worried about meeting new people. Then I go into my weeklies. And my weeklies are very straightforward. There's 2 weeks that have 8 days, and then the other 2 weeks just have their usual 7. So it worked out quite neatly in terms of doing the layout this way. This is plenty of space for me to note down my events and my tasks. So usually I use my weekly like this, writing down what I need to do that day, including events. And then, of course, I have my diary entries. So that's why they're different. So on the 6th, I'll be checking off my tasks and my events, and I'll be writing my diary entry. We keep flicking over and we go to week 2, and of course we'd be working here by this stage. Then we go week 3 and week 4, and that is the end of the month. So it's a really functional design. I'm surprised I haven't tried this before. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pages. I usually take 26 to 28 pages. So that's a big, 18 is a big reduction. And that was because I literally ran out of room. So I'm really pleased that I fit it in. It means that I've got 1 page left to do a review of the whole journal. As you can see, I haven't marked the edges of the pages for this month. I'm really pleased with my decision to do that, to just quickly show where the months are. You can see they're all pretty similar in size, except for the last one. So yeah, that is my layout for September. I'm really happy with it. and I hope you like it and want to try something similar. I'll see you next month. Bye.